What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to try out Shadow Abomasnow in the Go Battle League. Abomasnow is one of those Pokemon that, as long as people are using flying types and ground types, it has so much play. It is one of the best core breakers in the game, being a grass and ice type. Although defensively that typing isn't great, offensively it is an amazing combination. I'm going to pair it up today with Shadow Quagsire running Water Gun, as well as Spiritomb. This team looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what it can do. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. There we go. First opponent of the day, Shadow Abomasnow up against Togekiss. All right. I mean, it's a pretty neutral lead here, right? I have Peck. They have... Well, I don't have Peck. They have Peck. I have Powder Snow is what I'm trying to say, which means we both do a lot of fast swing pressure here. And, I mean, I have my Spiritomb in the backline that would like to avoid this. I have Shadow Quagsire, but it should be on Water Gun, which means, well, that's not normally a good matchup. I do actually have some fast swing pressure there. I do have to shield this, obviously. I can't be in a spot where they end up just one-shotting me and I get nothing out of my Abomasnow. They likely shield this as well, because they probably don't want to get one shot either. But then they... Oh, well, okay, never mind. They actually do want to get one shot. That is not exactly the play I was expecting to see there. I'm going to go for the Weather Ball. And I think now maybe I'm going to swap. Am I? I mean, I probably should. I don't want to give him any more energy. I'll bring in Quagsire. They have to go for a high horsepower to do any, like, real damage to us here, but I'm fine if they do that, because it doesn't quite knock us out. And I can save my Abomasnow just in case there's another ground type in the backline. They do go for the high horsepower. That is a decent chunk of damage, but I do survive. And they try to go for a catch here, but it's on a Mudshot Quagsire. Okay. Well, I got a lot of fast move pressure into that Piloswine, at least. I don't know if I get a second Aqua Tail off, but I would be happy if I didn't get Mudshot down before then. I think I do, right? Yeah, nice. I get there. They're at 7, so they have a Stone Edge of energy right now. I think the play's pretty easy. Well, not easy necessarily, but it's pretty obvious what I need to do. I'm going to just let my Abomasnow take a Stone Edge, and then try to close it out with my Spiritomb. We'll go for the Powder Snow damage. They have a lot of energy here, right? But they can't go for an Aqua Tail to knock us out. They have to go for a higher damaging move, and then I should be able to Sucker Punch this down, shield a move from Piloswine, and go for a Shadow Ball into it, and then I should just win the game. Because, like, even if they land a Stone Edge here, that's not going to knock us out, and it's also not going to put us into farm down range. I would imagine it does about as much damage as a high horsepower, but I'm just going to let this go, because I bet high horsepower might do more. Anyway, they need 2 moves here to knock us out, and unfortunately for them, I'm already at a Shadow Ball. So that should just be game over at this point. Nice. A little bit of a core break with our Shadow Abomasnow. We had the Togekiss lead, which is not, like, the weakest Pokemon to Abomasnow, but it was flying double ground, so honestly, Abomasnow had quite a few targets that game. Next battle, we will see Abomasnow into Fortress. Well, if this is on Bug Bite, that's not great, which I would imagine it probably is in this meta, so I'm going to switch out. If it is on Volt Switch, oh, it actually is. That's fine. I mean, being on Volt Switch here means they do a lot less fast move pressure to us, so I am fine with that. Plus, my Sucker Punch damage, honestly, at this point, has done quite a bit of work here. I think the play is to let this go. Shadow Rock Tomb is going to hurt quite a bit. Oh, what's this? Furret comes in? Okay. I get a debuff this. But, I mean, at this point, even though that is a Fortress, and they do hard wall my Abomasnow, I think that Abomasnow should be in a better spot, because there's a good chance here that a Weather Ball could come close to knocking him out. Oh, let's go Spiritomb. Somehow we survive, and we get a second Rock Tomb off. That's huge. What the heck? Okay, I'm very happy about that. I'm going to come into Abomasnow now, and try to go for the full farm down here. Do I get the farm down before they get a Brick Break plus a Swift? I need one more fast move to knock them out here, and honestly, I think they will end up... Oh, well, I guess double Swift will be thrown. That's fine. I mean, they don't debuff me at all, right? And if they do come back in Fortress, they're doing resisted Volt Switch damage against us. I've done so much Sucker Punch damage already to them. I think we're not in a terrible spot, at least. Yeah, we get a huge farm down. We have a lot of energy here. Let's see what they go for. Oh. Oops. Whoopsies. Okay, Quagsire, do your thing, I guess. Whoopsies. Shouldn't have done that. I feel like we're still in a decent spot, but imagine if I would have got a shield or a lot of damage with that Weather Ball. I thought it was a Charizard when I saw that come in, and by the time that I realized what was happening, that was not great. But here's the thing. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to no-shield the first attack, go for a Water Gun down, and try to double Aqua Tail the Talonflame. We might still be fine. They actually go for a Rock Tomb, which is not a terrible play, but, like, I mean, I'm gonna get so much energy out of this. Oh, okay, well now it's just game over. They don't even get another move off since the Rock Tomb didn't actually, like, debuff my damage. Why am I throwing on 3? I should have thrown on 4. I'm trying my best to lose this game. It doesn't matter. We're gonna win. We're gonna win despite how bad I've played this out. It's fine. Yeah, we're debuffed, sure. But we're fine. I don't even know what else to say. Alright, they're gonna go for a Flame Charge probably if they have it, just to try to incinerate us down, but, like, I'm still a Quagsire. Yeah, okay. We tried our hardest to throw that one and make it interesting, but luckily, we did get the win. Alright, next opponent. We will see. Shadow Abomasnow into Shadow Driftblim. Okay. Fun fact, this can have a Fire-type move, right? It could have Mystical Fire. With that said, they probably don't. Alright, they come in with a Licky Licky here. And this is kind of odd, because I have ways to deal with that, what's it called? The Driftblim across the board here, right? I think the play is actually just coming Quagsire, because I don't really care about Switch as much as they probably do, and they have to double Shadow Ball us if they want to knock us out here with this Licky Licky. If they go for a Body Slam at some point, then I know that I can survive the next move and overfarm. They do Shadow Ball. Okay. And now we'll Aqua Tail here. I would love to see a shield, but I would be a little bit surprised by it. But if they shield this, I'm in such a good spot, right? Okay, that's still fine that they let that go, but I think that is probably their best play. With that said, I will get an Aqua Tail off into the Driftblim, unless somehow they do Astonish me down in 4. But I would be a little bit surprised if they could. Yeah, these Water Guns are kind of shredding. They don't have to shield this. In fact, they probably won't. What's going to be in the backline? It's been Ghost plus Normal. I mean, that's a pretty good core. It could be a second Normal type. It could be so many things, though. Alright, Abomasnow. I'm going to come in here with Abomasnow just because if they do debuff us, then I can switch out to my Spiritomb. And if they don't debuff us and they Shadow Ball to try to guarantee a shield, we're in a good spot as well. They do Icy Wind. Oh, no! Uh-oh. That's a little bit of a core breaker, I gotta say. That's not a Pokemon I really wanted to see. Maybe there's still some play here, though. We'll see, though. Here's what I have to do. I have to hope, first of all, they don't boost on us. And then I have to land a Shadow Ball into this and not get knocked out by 2 Night Slashes. They don't boost. That's a good first step. Because I think a Shadow Ball, honestly, might still be enough damage to knock them out. And if they no-shield this, that's also fine by me. They do have 1 Night Slash right now. This game's gonna get so down to the wire. Alright, well, what's gonna happen here? Do they try to go for a catch or not? Night Slash doesn't quite knock us out here. If they get a boost, it might. But no boost, that's good. I have my move. They're not quite at their next attack, so it's going to come down to if they try to catch on us. Close combat, okay, so they're going to try to catch, right? I mean, that's a good play, though. The close combat does more extra damage to us, actually, which means now they just want to Astonish knock me out. That's actually such a heads-up play. Good on them. I think I misplayed that, but, well played. Next opponent. We will see Shadow Abomasnow into Togekiss. Alright, pretty neutral lead matchup here. The odd thing about this matchup is it isn't terrible for either side, but it does get really weird because I outpace to moves, but they win CMP against us. So, like, they can try to catch the first move. I could try to catch a move as well at some point if I wanted to. But we're looking like we're just both staying in here. I'm going to go for the Weather Ball instantly just to try to get that shield or a one-shot against them. I wouldn't be surprised to see a shield, but I have seen Togekiss just, like, be fine taking the shield and letting this go. Weather Ball gets a shield, nice. They'll try to catch the next move almost certainly. Well, they actually didn't. They swapped a little soon there, but that's fine by me. Alright, they're at 3 right now. I'm going to shield this up. It could be a bad play, but I think it's not. I think by getting a shield down here from them, or potentially making them no shield. I can't quite get a farm down, it looks like, but that's fine. Because, like, either I get a shield here, right? Or I get a knockout into them. If I get a shield, I have that Weather Ball ready to snipe down that Togekiss. And if I get a no-shield, Togekiss doesn't really have a great time dealing with Spiritomb from this range anyway. Because what are they going to throw? An Aura Sphere, I guess? Looks like that is what they're actually doing. And now, I mean, can I swap? No, I can't. I would have loved to be able to swap here and come in Abomasnow. If I could have brought in my Abomasnow right now and went for a farm down and saved this as like a Rock Tomb for the backline or maybe a Shadow Ball, I think that would have been the best play I could have had. But it still looks like we're in a pretty good spot here. because in the backline it's just the classic ground type paired with the flying type. We have Abomasnow, which as we know is one of the best core breakers to that duo. I'm going to go straight Weather Ball here, though, because even if they let it go, I have so much fast move pressure this game that either I Water Gun, Sucker Punch down, or, you know, if they shielded that, that would have been fine, too. But now they have to shield this one. Weather Ball is going to get that shield. They want to see my third Pokemon, but it's not going to be great for them, right? Because I still have my Spiritomb that they can't Mudshot down, and Water Gun Quagsire has quite a bit of fast move pressure in the mirror match. Aqua Tail likely will knock us out. But now, we just bring in the Spiritomb, and we force them to throw more energy. And I think the worst thing for this, too, is they can't go for Aqua Tails into our Quagsire, right? Well, they have to, rather, go for Aqua Tails. They can't go for Stone Edge, which is their harder-hitting attack. If they had, like, something in the backline here that I would get one-shot by a Stone Edge, they might have a chance, but I don't. We just have the Quagsire, and we get the win. Next battle. We'll see Abomasnow into Furret. Okay. You know, a lot of these Furrets in this meta have been running Brick Break, which is less good for Abomasnow, but I think we still win the Zero Shield matchup if that's the case. So I'm going to play out the Zeros and see what they want to do. Because if I can win the Zeros, then I can set up a shield advantage for my backline. And if there is a Wigglytuff, it could be like that triple normal team with Wigglytuff and a Oranguru. And if that's the case, I feel like having a shield advantage is huge for us, potentially. But again, we'll see what's back there. In comes a Swift, makes sense, I guess. That means they're not on Brick Break. Or maybe they are and they just didn't want to throw it, but either way, we're fine with this. We get the next Weather Ball off. Let's see if they let this go or if they want to shield. If they do let it go, they'll get a farm down, but I do have a Spiritomb that can try to absorb the energy pretty well. Especially if the energy is Brick Break. Trailblaze would do a little bit more raw damage. Oh. Okay, I guess. That's fine by me. I have a Water Gun Quagsire, one of the best counters in the game, to a Eufisk. They probably thought that when my Ice and Grass type went down, that was my one and only answer to a Eufisk. But what if I had not only an Ice and Grass type, but a Water and Ground type to be another hard counter to this Pokemon? Alright, we're going to go for the CMP here. Get as much Water Gun damage as we can before throwing this move. I think Aqua Tail might knock out here, but it might be a little closer than I'd like it to be. Aqua Tail does get the knockout, nice. If Furret comes in, I always shield. If anything else comes in, I guess we'll see what they do. I would imagine Furret comes in and just Swifts, though, right? Or if they have Trailblaze, they throw that. I get Water Gun down. Water Gun's insane. Yeah, they lose. They just lose. One-turn fast moves are always so inconsistent at being able to snipe down like that, but it's so satisfying when you get that through. Aqua Tail's going to put them down pretty low into range where, I mean, now just fast move pressure might finish off the game, or I could get to 2 attacks here. And yeah, Corviknight's going to have such a miserable time in the matchup, so they are out of here. Oh boy, Quillfish, our friend. I feel like I'm going to try our best with Spiritomb to swap in and get some fast move pressure into them. Another Wigglytuff user, love to see it. This is so sad. Why is there another Wiggly? What is so bad about this is they might get a full farm down into us here, and if they get a lot of energy for our backline, I don't really have a way to resist this energy. I would love it if they throw energy into us, but looks like I'm going to be one Sucker Punch short again. Oh man, that Quillfish is going to put in some work here. I'm going to take 2 attacks on my Abomasnow, and then I'm going to be in so much trouble. They're going to probably Icy Wind and then Swift. Maybe even double Icy Wind if they want to, but Swift does more raw damage. Looks like they're double Icy Winding. That's odd. But okay. We'll go for the no shield again. And I mean, I can at least guarantee his shield goes down. They give me more energy by doing that, by the way. I get a second Powder Snow through him. I know I'm double debuffed, but I mean, a Shadow Energy Ball is still really going to hurt this Quillfish, and I think my only hope at this point is that there's something in the backline that my Quagsire has some nice neutral play into. They do let that go, nice. But they are already at an Aqua Tail. Okay, I'm gonna no-shield this. I think like a Eufisk in the back or a Talonflame in the back could be playable for us still. Okay, I just shield the next move. And now I have an Aqua Tail of my own, but we'll see what's in the back line still, right? I don't even know if I can Water Gun this down before they get to a third Aqua Tail. If they get another Aqua Tail off, that's not ideal. What's a Diggersby on Mudshot? Shadow Diggersby at that. Wait, that's maybe playable? They're at 6, so they have a Scorching Sands. The problem is I will have to go for a catch to maybe win this game. And I don't love that. They throw instantly here. I mean, I have to shield this, obviously. They might Fire Punch, though. If they Fire Punch bait, that's a really good play. Nice. They're smart.
10. So they have another move ready to go. I mean, I can bring in my Abomasnow here and force him to throw energy into us. Okay, at least we force energy out of him, and that's helpful. With that said, I don't know if I knock out that Quillfish with water guns before they get their next move off. That's the big problem that I'm seeing right now. Okay, we farm up as much as we can here. Those were some great animations, by the way. I was trying to make sure they didn't catch on us or something, but didn't quite let us be consistent with that. With that said, we knock out the Digger's Beam, and I have to hope that I can water gun down the Quillfish, which oh no, I can't! It's so close, and I have the move, but right a second too late. Oh man, I actually had a chance at coming back this game. That's so tragic. That is, like, as close as you can be to a pretty RPS game, and then, like, almost coming back. I mean, in the backline, obviously, Quagsire is a pretty good core breaker, but, I mean, it was Quillfish into Abomasnow, Wigglytuff into Spiritomb, and we almost came back from it. Alright, next opponent. Let's try to not see another Quillfish lead. That thing is such a scary Pokemon. Okay, Piloswine in the lead is not bad. The worst thing about this is they could have Stone Edge, right? But I think that high horsepower is the more likely attack for them to have. 7. Well, let's see what they throw. I'm gonna No Shield. I'm gonna play it risky. The Icicle Spear. We see them Icicle Spear, rather. And I'll go for... Oh, nice play maybe by them, I guess? They catch on Gourgeist, but I went for the Weather Ball here, which is gonna do quite a bit of damage. They'll only get a Seed Bomb into my Spiritomb now. And, I mean, they did sneak and Incinerate. Why wouldn't they Seed Bomb? What? Okay. I mean, like, that was a nice play by them, but then it wasn't. I don't know why they wouldn't settle for the chip damage here. I mean, Piloswine likely comes back in. Probably should go for the guaranteed shield here, but I'm not going to. I'm going for the Rock Tomb. Because I want to debuff them. I'm a dirty Spiritomb abuser. I debuff every single time that I can. Yeah, we get the shield. And now, I mean, I think the play here... Do I no-shield this and then, like, one shield farm down after this? Maybe I do. Oh, it's a Licky Licky in the backline. That is very helpful to see. Because, like, I get so much nice chip damage off, and they don't even know I have a Quagsire in the backline. They were a little bit ABA weak to the Shadow Quagsire. I was kind of thinking they might have a secondary Grass type in the backline, because we saw a Gourgeist already, which would have been kind of scary. Do they go for a Body Slam? That doesn't knock us out. They have to Shadow Ball us, right? They Body Slam. All right. I mean, we technically are in rollout down range by them doing that, but still. We'll no-shield this. They're debuffed. I don't want them to, like, I don't know, go for a Body Slam. I shield that up, and they swap out and clear the debuff, so I will go for the no-shield on this guaranteed debuff move. They're at 3 again, so they have another Body Slam. 4 could be a Shadow Bomb. I mean, now I always shield this. If they Body Slam now, they're 1 away from the next Body Slam, but if they Shadow Ball, then they're not even close to the next move. Well, let's get a shield here, I guess, if we can. And then I think we just shield farm down and Aqua Tail the Licky Licky. And that should be the game. Big Aqua Tail, we see a no-shield? I guess maybe they're resigned to losing this one at this point, because I should just farm down pretty easily. Yeah, let's go. I guess once the Gourgeist went down, Quagsire is so safe into that backline. Alright, Abomasnow into Altaria, very good lead. Although they do have, like, Flamethrower and Sky Attack as charge attacks here, that could hurt quite a bit. But we'll see what they do. Man, that's kind of scary. I took so much damage, because I'm going to be honest, I don't have an answer to this. I don't have an answer to Bug Bite Fortress on my team. A little bit of a misplay on my part. Shadow Bug Bite Fortress is going to start ramping up against us. But, like, if I get shields down, then maybe I'm not in a terrible spot. They're just going to no-shield this too, aren't they? Oh, no. I should Stone Edge here, but I didn't. Oh, they do shield. Okay. I'm gonna just bank on the fact they don't have a second answer this game to Abomasnow. Maybe that's a terrible play. But I'm gonna bank on that and just hope that it's true. Maybe Abomasnow in the backline can just clutch out. There's a chance, you know? There's always a chance at that. And, like, we'll get the Altaria to come back in here. Actually, no, we don't. We see a Shadow Talonflame come in. That's just game over for them, actually. Why did they do that? Wait. Huh? That's nice. Thank you, trainer. Is this game over? Maybe it's not completely game over. Because they can bring in Altaria now. And if they get to back-to-back moves with Altaria, then they can maybe still make something happen here this game. that a CMP? It could have been, but I'd be really surprised if they went for it. Like, why CMP there? That makes no sense to me. Okay, well, I think they might have played this game as inefficiently as they could have to, like, almost win this game and then just not. Because now I just Powder Snow this down, and, like, sure, they can bring this in, but I got the move. And Altaria is only at 1 Dragon Breath. They're not going to outpace us, and they might not even survive the fast move pressure. Weather Ball gets the knockout. I mean, yeah, we just farm down. You know, Bug Bite Fortress, potentially a scary Pokemon for the team. Luckily, I guess it's not scary enough that we can't still win. All right, next opponent. We'll see Abomasnow into Shadow Quagsire. Pretty good lead, I gotta say. They could have Stone Edge. In fact, they almost certainly do, right? But we outpace them to Weather Balls. So this matchup is generally pretty good for us. All right, and they come in with a Licky Licky. What move do we think they're going to throw here? I don't really know. I'll catch on my Quagsire. I'm hoping they Body Slam us, but I think there's a good chance they Shadow Ball. But I'm fine either way. Okay, they do Body Slam. I guess I should have caught on Spiritomb, but I mean, this is still fine. Because if they go for a Shadow Ball now, which does do more raw damage, that's fine, because I still survive it, and I can overfarm here. And if they go for that move, then, I mean, I don't even get put into range where I get knocked out by the next attack here. We CMP, and that's perfect. I would love to see a shield right now, but if they no-shield this, that's, I think, still very playable. They do let it go. Quagsire probably doesn't come back in. Quagsire comes in. They're on Mudshot, though. So Aqua Tail's going to start adding up quite a bit against our opponent. And I don't necessarily know their moveset. They could be on Mud Bomb, I guess, but almost certainly it's Aqua Tail Stone Edge. 8. Okay. They're back-to-back Aqua Tails here. I could have tried to go for a catch, but I think that's unnecessarily risky. I'm going to bring in my Abomasnow and just try to force him to throw energy into us, or not. I guess, okay. I would imagine Abomasnow had a pretty good matchup in the backline. They just top left. Maxi, very good battler. Abomasnow into Shadow Fortress. All right. A trial by fire once again. We'll bring in the Quagsire. We'll try to get some shields down if possible. Because if shields go down, at least I can maybe do some work here. Go for the Aqua Tail immediately. It looks like he is staying in. And I'll see what he wants to do, because Sand Tomb is going to hurt, but obviously it doesn't do as much damage as they might like. Oh, they let that go? Nice. I mean, I think I let this go too. They're in range now where a Weather Ball wouldn't knock them out. And, I mean, we'll see what happens here. Sand Tomb's going to hurt, but we should survive. Do I get another move off? Oh, he comes in Shadow Quagsire, of which I have the Water Gun variant, and he has the Mudshot variant. Can he farm us down now? I hope he can't, but knowing Maxi, he probably has a plan here to do that. He lets that go. I don't know if he can farm down. 9, alright. I think this is still playable for us. He did let his health get down pretty low, but I think at this point, that Fortress taking all that chip damage is pretty nice as well. I don't know why he overfarmed that much, but alright. That makes me think maybe he's not even on Stone Edge, but he probably is. He is, okay. Good thing I shield, because if I no-shield that, I'm in a lot of trouble. What is gonna come in? I would imagine the Fortress, but it could be a final Pokemon. It is the Fortress, alright. I'm just gonna go, I think, for 2 Weather Balls here. Get some shields down if I can, and hope that Spiritomb in the backline is gonna just close it out. Shield that, makes sense. Bug Bite's hurt, but Powder Snow at this point is actually doing a pretty sizable amount of damage itself. We always see a shield here from him, but I don't know if he gets to a Rock Tomb. He might just get to a Sand Tomb against us with our Spiritomb. Okay, we get a full sneak there. Honestly, even if this is a Rock Tomb, I don't think I can shield this. It's a Shadow Fortress, which is not the most offensive Pokemon out there. He does get the Rock Tomb. That is slightly inefficient that happens, but I think we're still fine. Shadow Whiscash in the back is amazing for us to see. I'm going to Shadow Ball before he even has a chance to Scald debuff us. I am already debuffed, but the thing is, my Abomasnow might even still be outside of range where he can Mudshot us down. Yeah, I mean, Fast Move Pressure just wins us this game. In fact, I think I shield this up, because these Sucker Punches, despite being debuffed, I'm almost certain are doing more damage than I could do with my Abomasnow's Powder Snows. and he's forced to throw instantly. If he doesn't, I'd be able to get a move in just a second, or even just farm him down. That was maybe one of the worst leads we could see, but I think we're about to come back from it. Mud Bomb knocks out, but he's energy dry, 5 away from the next move, and 2 Powder Snows knock him out. Let's go, GG's. All right, Galarian Moltres in the lead. I mean, it's a flying type. That's pretty good for us. Have Powder Snow, and they are staying in. That's crazy. I'm going to instantly throw. Surely they don't catch. No catch comes through. That's big. Weather Ball should get a shield here. And, I mean, while Fly would do a lot of damage to us, because we're... Whoa. How weak are they to Abomasnow that they do that? Is it like double Mudboy in the back? What's going to come in? Okay, no, it's a Wigglytuff in the back line. So another thing that's pretty good, unfortunately, into Spiritomb. Surely they're not triple countering Spiritomb. But either way, either I get a second Weather Ball off here, or potentially I could get a shield or energy out of them. Did you shield that? We'll just go instantly for the Weather Ball. We want to get the damage that we can. They do have an Icy Wind ready to go, but now they're down a shield and down a lot of HP. I have had to sacrifice my Abomasnow, though, so it's not going to core break whatever's in the backline. 7. All right. Shadow Quag comes in. Water Gun damage is going to add up. 8. If they Icy Wind us here, I'm going to go for 5 Water Guns and swap. Because they're going to Swift us immediately, right? Nice. So we catch the Swift on our Spiritomb. That is such a dirty play, but I am so happy we just did it. This is going to do no damage to us. We can Sucker Punch this down now. And I don't know what's going to be in the back line, but I don't see almost anything that could beat what we have on the screen right now. Yeah, not a Shadow Quagsire. Definitely not that, so we'll take the win. We got our next opponent here, though. It's going to be Abomasnow into Furret. Okay. I don't love Furret lead because Brick Break would do a lot of damage if they have that, but I also, like, potentially might be in a decent spot here, depending on what's in the backline. Okay, Poison Sting Tentacruel comes in. 6, okay. I don't necessarily have to go down shields in this matchup to win it, but I am going to. Because I want to be in a spot here where my Spiritomb is very healthy coming out of this. And I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball here to guarantee a knockout. They might expect me to go for the Rock Tomb, saying I did end up going and throwing the... Or I shielded the first move, right? So they might think that I'm going to debuff now. They don't, actually. But that's fine still. I think it might be a second Poison Water in the back line. I could see that very much so. They do get a debuff into us, which is not great. Because now I don't even know if a Rock Tomb would knock this out. I have to go for the Shadow Ball here. We'll see what's in the back line. It's going to actually come down to the wire now. I really wish... Oh, they let that go. Okay. They could be on Trailblaze here, and maybe this is a terrible play. But I'm bringing this in. And I'm just going to go for the Aqua Tail. I want to save my Spiritomb, because if there is a Toxapex in the backline, which I have seen quite a few of those recently, then I want to save my Spiritomb. And honestly, we're doing quite a bit of damage here with our Quagsire. I feel like they would have thrown a move instantly if they didn't have Trailblaze. If they do have Trailblaze, their best play is to farm up as much as possible. Yeah, makes sense. I'm going to wait down my switch clock here, and I'm going to hope at this point that Spiritomb is going to close out this game for us. They can go for a Swift before swapping out if they want to. Big surprise, it's a Toxapex in the back. But they clear their boost on that Furret, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to go for an Energy Ball just to try to get as much damage here as we can. And they do let that go, nice. Eight, okay. This is going to hurt, but I should survive it. Do I go for the Rock Tomb here? I think I do. I think Rock Tomb's the play I have to go for. The sad thing is, unfortunately, I'm one Sucker Punch behind where I need to be to outpace to the next move. We get the debuff at least. But I don't know if we have this. Yeah, I think they might have us here, actually. It's going to come down to the wire, though, because maybe there's a chance here, depending on what happens. Wait, they switch? I think that's like the way to lose the game. Why did they do that? Okay. Alright, I guess. I don't know why they just did that. We'll take it, though. Next opponent. We'll see Shadow Abomasnow into Quagsire. Good lead. Non-Shadow Quagsire, though, that's kind of interesting. It's going to be a little bit harder to brute force this just by going straight Weather Ball, but they actually just instantly switch out into a Fearow, which, I mean, I'm pretty fine into. I'm just going to stay in for a second and go for the Weather Ball. And I think, man, what do I want to do now? I'll bring in Spiritomb. And I think double Shield Farm down. Because Spiritomb with energy is actually a very scary Pokemon. They're at 10 right now, so they have back-to-back moves. I could try to survive a Drill Peck here, potentially. Honestly, maybe I do. I think I'm going to no-shield this, actually. I should survive this move. I should get the Sucker Punch down, and either get a Rock Tomb or a Shadow Ball into whatever's going to come in. And honestly, with how little damage that did, I don't even know if they Mudshot us down with that Quagsire. I'll throw instantly here, just to try to get as much raw damage as quickly as we can into this Pokemon. Shadow Ball should easily put them down into the yellow. Yeah, they let that go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good overfarm by them. But they have to throw energy, right? And because of that, it means my Abomasnow should still easily be able to outpace here to a Weather Ball. Oh, it's just double Flyer? Weird. Okay, we should be very fine. Because now that I'm on my 4th cycle, what I can do is I can just instantly go for this Weather Ball here, and now I can bring in my Quagsire, which is going to be able to easily... Okay, it's not actually easily, it's just by a single turn, I can outpace to an Aqua Tail. Or the 2 Drill Pecks are reached. So we'll go for the CMP if they go for it. And now I need 2 Aqua Tails to get knocked out by my Quagsire. I need a Stone Edge probably still for my Abomasnow, saying they're a non-Shadow Quagsire. They actually Beak Blast us. That's an interesting play. I don't think that really matters much at all, though, because the Beak Blast, while it does debuff me, what it's not going to do is allow them to survive my damage still. They're so low. Water Gun's still shredding their HP despite that debuff. Honestly, it looks like it didn't lower my damage at all. Nice, let's go. Interesting, interesting. Double Flyer. Quag Double Flyer. They did not want to see an Abomasnow lead. That is for sure. And with that, we get a 5-0 set. Nice. I knew Abomasnow had some play. It's a very strong Pokemon, but it can be a little bit hard to team build around, because, I mean, Ice and Grass is such a bad defensive typing, but when you get those teams that just lose to it, it is so satisfying. Shadow Abomasnow definitely put on a bit of a clinic here today. There are a couple of Pokemon that this team is a little bit soft to. Shadow Bugbite Fortress definitely is a little bit scary, but we showed that we can still beat those Pokemon, right? It's a very flexible team. Give it a go if you want to try out Abomasnow. Anyways, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.